Thanks to the supporters of channel member Stuart Chatterton. This was never in the script for this series. We have lost our last 3 games, and with 5 games of the season left to go, we're second in the table and might not get promoted. Hello and welcome to part 14 of the Tour de France. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, I panic a lot because since you were last with me, that's happened, and I don't know why, because for the previous 3 seasons, it's looked a lot like this. I mean, you're familiar with how this series has gone. We've been really very good for a really rather long time, including most of this season. It took a long time for us to pick up our first defeat in the league, but then when it came, 3 came back-to-back. 2-0, 2-1, 3-0. In the last game against Rouen, who are down in 11th in the league. It's not as if we've finally come up against the good teams and we've met our match. The wheels have come off, and I don't know why. Dynamics look fine. Morale, it's fine. I mean, it's not great, but it's fine. But inexplicably, we've lost our last 3 games, and I don't understand why. The only thing I can think of is I think Football Manager might be trying to educate me about how promotion and relegation works in the French lower leagues, because while we were top, there was only the 1 green line. Now we're second, there's 2 green lines. It's like it followed us down. So I think we're still in a promotion spot. That we might still get promoted in the next match. I don't really understand how, because according to this, only the team at the top of the table gets promoted. I've checked because I know Rennes is a B team, so I've gone up to the league above looking for Rennes. No, they're not there. I wonder if they've been relegated from the league above that. No, they're not there either. In fact, the Rennes first team are up here in 9th place in Ligue 1. I don't think there's any Is there a restriction? A B team's not allowed in this league? There's no B teams in there. So maybe B teams aren't allowed in that league. We could check this in the rules, maybe. I don't know where it would say B teams aren't allowed, but there's a chance it could be in here. Miscellaneous rules. Clubs that do... I mean, I don't see anywhere where it confirms B teams aren't allowed at this level. That's not... I mean, I guarantee there'll be people in the comments now saying... Kev, it was right there on the screen. Yeah, I'm making a video. Can't see it at the moment. Let's have a look. If we go back to the previous year, were there any B teams? No. B teams? No. So I suspect no B teams? So after all that, it doesn't really matter, and we're going to get promoted anyway. But then why is Rennes still in green? If we have a look at the other leagues, it does become more and more suspicious, because in this league, you've got the top 5 are all B teams, and then this lot down in 6th place are also green as the first non-B team. I'm starting to suspect B teams can't get promoted in that league. The team in 4th, the first non-B team. So, I mean, that's exactly what it is, isn't it? We've looked through now. That is what it is. The top placed non-B team goes up. So actually, despite losing 3 matches in a row, with 5 games to go and a 14-point gap, if we avoid defeat in this match, we will still go up, albeit not as champions and in a very backdoor Kev disappointing manner. Let's go. I'll take it. Let's go and try and do that. We're going with Goda in goal, a back four of Tannard, Boyd, Barrett and Abdallah. A little bit worrying that Boyd and Barrett apparently can't play together, which, I mean, it doesn't bode well for Barrett because... I mean, he's him, and he's the future of the club. So we go with the guy who's homegrown and the future of the club. Gotan, Perron, Godan, and Babai in midfield, and then her and Big Fat Dennis up front. We have got an injury at the moment to Tutu. We've got Vaquero suspended. He's either always injured or always suspended. That boy will never play regular football for us. Watch him go on and become a complete superstar. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot better 5 minutes into the video than I was at the start, because I hadn't figured the B team thing out then. I actually thought we were in danger of throwing everything away, whereas in actual fact, it seems that's not the case. What, of course, this does present to us is the idea that going up next year is probably not going to be as straightforward as the save has been so far, because we're not going to have any B teams. It's all going to be proper big boy grown-up football teams. And also, we've hit a snag. We've hit a point where we're actually not very good. And there you go again. I don't understand what has changed. We are playing the same tactic. We are playing largely the same players. We have been absolutely dominant for 3 years. And now we're 1-0 down inside 3 minutes against a team down in 6th place. And I don't understand why. I know. I mean, they're playing a flat back 6. There's no way we're breaking them down. I know Football Manager does this from time to time. Every now and again. I had this discussion recently on the network game with Dr. Benji, and he was adamant that the game figures out your tactic. I'm adamant the game doesn't figure out your tactic. I think what happens, I mean, you could argue that we're both describing the same thing, and he's looking at it from a role play point of view, and I'm looking at it from a computer science, programming, mechanical point of view. I think there comes a time, if you use the tactic for a long period of time, where the game arbitrarily decides that tactic's not going to work anymore, and you have to change it in order to start winning again. Usually, you know that time is coming because you then get the inbox message saying Chapman refuses to save tactics. Yours might say another name. Mine always says Chapman. Refuses to change system. And you know at that point, the only way you're ever going to win a football match again is by changing the system. And often when you do, you immediately start winning again, especially if you've got the better players like I think we have. So we might be hitting up to that point where the game's just not going to let us win any more football matches until we change something, just to kind of give the impression that it's figured out our tactic. It's not countering what we're doing. You're not telling me that after 3 years, the game has figured out the magical way to beat our 4-4-2 is to play a 3 at the back with a defensive midfielder, because teams have been doing this to us all the way through. We've been a massively overpowered, massively higher reputation team. Teams have always come and defended. What a goal from Babai, my word. But I just think that the game has decided we're not going to win football matches anymore with this system, and we probably need to change it. It's probably due for a change anyway. It's very much getting out of the lower leagues efficiency system. You've seen me do these Road to Glories before, most likely, where when we're down deep in the lower leagues, this is what we do. We play a very direct 4-4-2. You look to get the ball forward to the strikers as quickly as possible. You spend all your money on strikers, making sure that you get good strikers who are going to outscore the opposition, and that's all you need to get out of these lower leagues. We are rising up to the point now where a little bit more nuance is needed, a little bit more tactical flair. The two managers are arguing on the touchline. That's amazing. I've never seen that before. Big Fat Dennis is in, but his header goes just over. So, yeah, I suggest, assuming promotion happens, which it should, I suggest that this summer we'd be developing a new tactic anyway, depending on the players that we can bring in, the budgets that we've got. We're probably going to switch things up to, I don't know, one of my more familiar tactics that I'm known and loved for, the Diamond, the 4-3-3, the 4-2-3-1. At least one of them is coming. But it might be that, I mean, if the league wasn't structured the way it was, it would need to come now. I actually think we probably get away with sticking as we are for the rest of the season. We're just going to bring our youth team boys on the way we always do. And I think we probably get promoted anyway because of the fact that Rennes can't get promoted. As it stands right now, we're 14 points clear, even with just a draw here. So this should secure our promotion. We're not going to win the league, which is a little bit of a shame. I don't think we need to worry too much about winning the league. If we do secure promotion here, I might just completely change the tactic around, test my theory, and see if by switching to something different, we magically start winning football matches again. So that's now 4 games without a win. It has never happened before in this save. It is completely unheard of. We know we're too good to go through these runs of form, and we've checked. It's not to do with morale. It is absolutely the tactic. It is the game deciding that tactic won't win anymore. And we will experiment if we've secured promotion. I think we have. We just need to check in on the scores from the other matches. But that, to me, looks like a 14-point gap with 4 games remaining. So if my theory about B teams not getting promoted is true, There you go. We have been promoted to the National League. Lovely. So that's 3 consecutive promotions. We are getting budgets. Hopefully they are increased. I think they are. They're massively increased. Yeah, we've got a big wage budget to play with there. Don't worry about the balance. We don't look at that. We don't look at the balance. We've got lots of budget to play with, though, which is very, very handy. And now I guess we'll just do a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3. Have we got an attacking midfielder or a defensive? David Carter can play DM, as can Dumas. Do we have anyone who can play attacking midfield? Vaquero can, but he's always... We'll do a 4-3-3 for the next game, see if it magically gives us a result. I mean, I guess it could have been the other theory. My other theory that I've got is the reason it wouldn't let us win is because we were on the verge of securing promotion. So it was big game pressure and all that kind of stuff. I guess that could have been a thing also, but a whole month without a win, but we have been promoted. Let's do a different tactic for the next game. Play some younger players, do a bit of rotation, probably win 15-0, and then transfers tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Yes, transfers tomorrow as we prepare for life in Tier 3. Easy peasy. So here we go then, a new look system based on a 4-3-3 counter-attack system, but with lots and lots of customizations to make it fit our players. We've got Goda in goal, a back four of Tanad, Boyd, Barrett and Abdallah. David Carter sat in front of that back four with Vaquero and Gaudan ahead of him, and then 2-2 on the left, Babai on the right, her up front. Let's get this team submitted. We're going to win 15-0 today because we've changed the tactic. We're very much testing a theory here. Kind of wish we hadn't secured promotion when we did, because people could argue that that was what actually changed things around. I mean, it might be that we still lose. Her is injured. Not ideal. Right. We'll bring Big Fat Dennis on then, I guess. Big Fat Dennis up front on his own in a team going into Tier 3. That's what I'm talking about, boys and girls. The other thing I wanted to just get out there as well is I'm well aware the comment section is probably completely full of people saying, Kev, we told you this days ago. You probably did. I imagine there were people explaining that as soon as I said Rennes were our big rivals, I imagine there were people in the comments explaining that they can't get promoted. However, it's not that I ignore the comments. It's that once again, I am quite far ahead on the video production. I've got London Comic Con this weekend. I've got a week off coming up as well. And I am, as I record this, it is Sunday morning, the 22nd. So what's that? 4 or 5 days ago? Basically recording this before this season started from your point of view. So I've not seen any of those comments yet. If nobody did say it, Kev's a genius. You lot should have pointed that out. But yeah, I am a little bit ahead on the recording. We'll be about a week ahead or so for the next couple of weeks until those couple of events that I've got coming up are out of the way. And then we'll be back to normal, scratching around the night before recording the videos, doing my homework at the last minute again. But yeah, for now, that's why I hadn't seen any of those comments. It would have been handy to have someone explain to me that we were safe the moment it was us and Rennes who pulled away as that promotion group, because I genuinely thought up until about 10 minutes ago that we had to win this league. And now I know that we don't. And really, what's the point of them winning it again? They probably win it every year. Ridiculous. We are 1-0 up, by the way. So it looks like my theory about changing the system is working. We are going to win this football match, albeit not with all of the goals that I was expecting us to score. But then we lost our striker early on. I'm a little bit worried about her. He was fantastic earlier in the year, then got injured for a little while. Hasn't been the same since came back from his injury, and has now picked up another injury. That's a lovely goal from Godan. But I don't know about her anymore all of a sudden. Maybe 2-2 was the guy to go with all along. Although he does, attribute-wise, really fit this inside forward role, inverted winger role on this left-hand side. So if we are going to a system more of this kind of shape for next season, which I don't know that we definitely are, but it certainly suits the players that we've got. If you look at the best youngsters that we've got coming through, Boyd, Carter and Oliver are the three that are getting lots of game time. And the way to fit all three of them into the team is a 3 at the back or something like this. So it might be that this is what we end up doing. We're going to make him, I think he is a left footer. Yeah, left foot. So we're going to make him an inverted winger on that side. He's certainly going to need to learn to play a little bit further forward if we are switching the system up to play like this. He's been virtually ever present this season, but doesn't really fit in this kind of shape. Right, let's take off 2-2 as well. He can become a winger and come on, and then we'll probably leave things there, unless we get an injury and need to make a further substitution. I mean, we've never been in any danger of conceding today, have we? We certainly look a lot more solid defensively with Carter sat there protecting the back four. I just worry that we're losing a little bit going forward, but maybe we just need to find the right combination of players in that front three. Yusufi there with the header that goes just over. Ren are winning, so I don't think we're going to win the title, but we have won promotion. We won't dwell on it. I'll let you know tomorrow in the transfer special where we ended up finishing. I suspect second place, but promotion, and that's absolutely fine by me. Gotan has had a goal disallowed here, and goodness me, is that a close decision? I'm not having it. That should have been a goal. Couple of minutes left. Goda's going to take the goal kick, and I mean, I don't know, what would you do? Let me know down in the comments. Although I've already acknowledged I won't see them before I do the transfer window. What's your plan for next season? We've seen the cracks start to emerge in this team. So what would you be looking to bring in over the summer? We've got about £15,000 of spare wage budget per week, and we've got a lot of very talented young players. So what are you looking tactically? Where are you looking to strengthen? Would be interested if what you suggest is close to what I end up doing. Because, spoiler alert, I'm going to sit and do that now on a Sunday afternoon. Lovely Sunday afternoon. Premier League is just, I don't even know who's been relegated from the Premier League yet. I don't know who's won the Premier League. I'm living in the past, boys and girls. Who won the Premier League in your version of the future? I'll let you know if it's the same as mine. It was probably Manchester City, but who knows? I certainly don't. I don't even know who's won the League 2 playoffs yet. There's so much still to find out. But I'm sure you lot can enlighten me on all that stuff down in the comments section for that lovely YouTube engagement. That'd be nice. Right, is this game ever going to end? It seems like this final couple of minutes have been playing out in real time. My theory has been proven correct. We changed the system and magically won a football match again. So it was either that or it was the fact that we were on the verge of getting promoted and we were getting cold feet. We'll never know exactly which one it was. We will continue to do these science experiments throughout the series, though, and try and figure it out. If we get an opportunity where we can have a control group in a situation like that, that would be quite handy. But for now, we will leave this one there. We are a tier 3 team. Charge forward from here. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.